Hi, this is Pim from Smart Diabetics Academy. In today's video, I will share my top 10 tips to control diabetes. I don't usually talk about controlling diabetes because I believe that it's a reversible condition, just like losing weight. In fact, both of these conditions have a lot in common. However, some people may not want to go straight into diabetes reversal, and if that is the case, I want you to have a few tools that you can use to control your diabetes as well as possible, or control your blood sugar, I should say. And hopefully when you see that it's possible to control it, you will get hungry for more and want to reverse it, because it is doable and it is something that I believe everyone can do. There might be one or two cases that find it a bit tricky and it might take some time, but I do believe that is possible. So let's get started. Number one, you need to cut out all the sugar. All the sugar from your diet, both refined, natural, it doesn't matter if it's organic, if it's Save the Planet certified, if it comes from the most pure source of amazing plant on earth. I don't care. If it's sugar, it needs to go. Okay. Number two, you need to manage your carb intake. And what I mean is that you cut out as many carbs as possible from your diet and you keep it consistent. So you get to choose how much that is for you. So you can teach your body that every time I eat, for example, there will be roughly 30 grams of carbs. So your body will get used to this, and every time you eat, it will secrete the same amount of insulin, because in the end of the day, we are creatures of habit, and that goes for your hormonal system as well. If you always eat 30 grams of carbs with every meal, your body will get used to that, and it will start automatically release the right amount of insulin. So this will help you control the blood sugar to a level that you want it to be. If you have had diabetes for a long time, a higher amount of carbohydrates is not going to work for you, even if you kind of keep it consistent. What you will see though is that you will not have this roller coaster. It will be maybe more consistently high, if you like. So you gotta choose where you want this to land. Most diabetics want their blood sugar to get down into the normal range. Some people are happy with having it between 100 and 110 because that is low for them, and they figure that this is fine for now, this is what I can do, and then they will do that. But you have to choose yourself and make sure that it's consistent, as I said. If you sometimes have 250 grams of carbs because you fancied some pizza or whatever, and then the next time you think, oh, I'm going to compensate for that, I'm going to have just 10 grams of carbs today because yesterday I ate terribly, it's going to be a lot harder for your body to know what's going on, and you might feel terrible both eating 250 grams of carbs and when you're eating 10 grams of carbs, because your body doesn't know how to handle these two different situations, and you make it really, really hard for yourself. So that way you're going to struggle to feel well no matter what you do. Right, so number three, please minimize your intake of artificial sweeteners, or even if they are natural, like stevia, for example, or monk fruit or whatever. This might not apply to everyone, but there are study after study shows that sweeteners affect most people's insulin levels. So if you got a lot of cravings, or you feel really hungry after you've had sweeteners, or even the next day after you've had them, something's going on, and it's most likely having to do with your insulin levels. So you need to cut it out because that is messing with it. You can check your blood sugar, but what you will see is that sometimes you don't see anything. Depends on what it is. If you are having just a soda, 0-calorie soda or something, you might actually see a drop in your blood sugar, and that is telling you that the insulin is being released. But for some people you might not even see that, and there's still things going on in the background. So what I usually recommend is that if you absolutely want to have them in your life, try a week or 2 without them. See how you feel. Maybe your blood sugar improves, maybe your appetite improves, maybe your cravings go away. I don't know. And then you reintroduce the sweeteners and see if things are changing again. If nothing changes and you feel great, congratulations, you might be able to have them and feel okay doing it. But for a lot of people, it's kind of messing with things, and it just makes everything that you're trying to do a lot harder to do. So, number 4, manage your stress. Stress increases your blood sugar. In fact, if you are constantly stressed, it's going to be really, really hard for you to manage your blood sugar, trying to control it, because you have no control over that stress. If you are having stress hormones that just signal to the body, produce more sugar to the liver and release more sugar, because we're in a very stressful situation, we need that sugar now. It doesn't matter what you eat. Your liver is just going to pump it out, and you're going to check your meter, and you're going to be like, what the heck? Why is my blood sugar so high when I'm not eating anything or I'm not doing that? It's because you're stressed and you have no control of that. So the only way you can control it is by controlling the stress itself. So get the stress under control, do some deep breathing, do some meditation, or anything that makes you de-stress. Have a hot bath. I don't know. But try to get that stress under control, because it will mess it up for you. And number 5, if you choose to eat carbs, which you can if you like, don't do it alone. Never ever eat carbs alone. And I mean just carbs, not you can eat them by yourself, but not without the fat and protein. So if I have decided, for example, that I'm going to have a bowl of blueberries, then I'm going to have it after my main meal, because that way there is a lot of fat and protein, and that just slows the uptake of the sugar in the berries, so that I get a much more level blood glucose after having eaten my berries. If I just have a bowl of blueberries with no fat, no protein, no nothing, it's very likely that I'm going to spike my blood sugar. And depending on how insulin resistant you are, how bad your diabetes is, this might set you off onto the blood sugar roller coaster, and it will take you a few meals, maybe 24 hours before you can get it back under control. And you don't really want to do that. So please do avoid that. If you have it with some heavy whipping cream, for example, you might get away with it. But I wouldn't be too sure. Depends on how much you have, obviously. And it's something that you will need to test for yourself, because everyone is a little bit different. Number 6. Eat more healthy fats. So the reason that I say this is that fats don't really affect your blood sugar at all. Maybe a tiny bit, because you're eating and the act of eating will affect your blood sugar, etc. But in general, it's pretty safe to eat fat. So it's kind of a safe food to have. And it also slows down the uptake of any carbs that you might have as well. And in addition, it's good for your brain, it's good for your nervous system. So get some grass-fed animal fat, pasture butter or similar into your meals every day and enjoy. Number 7, exercise. So there are 2 different things that you can do here. So you can build some muscle, which is excellent if you want some long-term blood sugar control, because the more muscles you have, the more capacity you have to mop up that excess blood glucose, or the excess glucose from your blood, into your muscles and store it there. So muscles are really good at that. So if you don't have much muscles at all, your capacity of doing that is very small compared to someone who has large muscles. But then you can also use moderate to or light exercise as a tool when your blood sugar is temporarily increased. So if you notice that, whoops, maybe I ate a little bit too much, now my blood sugar is higher than it should be, go for a very brisk walk or a very light jog, something like that, and that will help you take it down. So you can use them both, but do it regularly as well. So make sure that you're getting some exercise in every week. Alright, so number 8 is always eat to your meter. So everyone is a bit different, and only you know how your body reacts to certain foods. I can't tell you how your body is going to react because your body is not mine. I might know how my body reacts and what foods are safe for me, but that doesn't necessarily mean that you work the same way. So make sure that you know your normal blood sugar response to the most common foods that you eat and in the amount that you usually eat them. And then from there, you just adjust these amounts, the amount of food to give you the blood sugar control that you want. So if your blood sugar is always super high after you're having 2 potatoes with your main meal, maybe you need to cut it down. Maybe have 1.5 or 1, and maybe that is actually enough for you to have a stable blood sugar. Okay, you just need to know and learn how your blood sugar behaves around certain foods. That's what I'm saying. So number 9 is get quality sleep. So make sure that you sleep well. That doesn't necessarily mean that you need to sleep for longer, but you want to get enough of that restorative deep sleep on a daily basis if you can. So some of the worst habits that really destroy your sleep quality are late night eating and blue light exposure. So don't snack in front of the TV in the evenings. That's probably the worst thing that you can do for your diabetes. So try to do some other activity before you go to bed that doesn't involve blue light. So if you can do some reading or whatever and just dim the lights a little bit and get rid of the blue lights, get some red lights or something like that, that would probably help you sleep a lot better. Number 10, this doesn't apply to everyone, but lose weight if you are overweight. And please do it in a healthy way. Don't go on the pineapple diet or something stupid like that. Stick to the foods that you know are good for you and that you know work well with your blood sugar management. And from there, just lose weight in whatever way you prefer. I obviously think that the ketogenic diet is preferable because you can still eat a lot of food, you feel full, you feel satiated, and you are losing weight. But however you want to do that is fine. But if you're overweight, a lot of that has a very, very strong connection with your diabetes. Unfortunately, has a lot to do with the stored fat around your organs, but that is also fat that will come off when you're losing weight. So that was my top 10, and I'll just give you a quick recap here on the screen. So number 1 was cut out all the sugar from your diet, and number 2, manage your carb intake. Number 3, minimize your intake of sweeteners, and that's obviously on an individual basis. Number 4, manage your stress. 5, never eat carbs alone, as in eat them together with fats and proteins. Number 6, eat more healthy fats. Number 7, exercise. 8, eat to your meter so you know how you respond to different foods and act accordingly. Number 9, get quality sleep. And number 10, lose weight. Thank you so much for watching. If you like this video, please remember to give it a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, and leave a comment. Let me know what you are struggling with so I can help you, and I will make a video on that. So I will see you in the next video.